You know what's frustrating? Missing obvious signs that someone was into you and only realizing it months later when it's too late. Or worse, misreading friendly behavior as romantic interest and making things awkward. Let me help you understand what genuine attraction actually looks like so you stop missing opportunities or creating uncomfortable situations. Body language is one of the most honest forms of communication because it's largely unconscious. People can control what they say, but their bodies often reveal what they're actually feeling. When someone is attracted to you, their body naturally responds in ways they might not even be aware of. Pay attention to how she positions herself when you're together. If she's interested, she'll orient her body toward you. Her shoulders, hips, and feet will point in your direction during conversation. This is different from someone who's angled away or constantly shifting position. When attraction is there, people unconsciously want to be open and available to the person they're interested in. Watch her posture when she's around you. Open posture means arms uncrossed, body relaxed, leaning slightly forward rather than back. Crossed arms or closed-off body language usually signals discomfort or disinterest, though some people just have that as their default, so you need to compare it to how she acts with others. If her posture opens up specifically when talking to you, that's meaningful. Proximity is a big tell. Does she stand or sit closer to you than necessary? When you're in a group, does she position herself near you? People maintain comfortable distance from those they're neutral about, but they close that gap with people they're attracted to. If she's consistently finding ways to be physically near you, her body is telling you something her words might not. Notice if she mirrors your movements. This is called mirroring or matching, and it happens unconsciously when there's attraction or strong rapport. You lean in, she leans in. You cross your legs, she crosses hers. You gesture while talking. She starts gesturing too. This synchronization is her body's way of building connection and showing alignment with you. The way she uses her hands matters too. Does she touch her neck, play with her hair, or fidget with jewelry when talking to you? These self-soothing gestures often happen when someone is nervous or self-conscious, which can indicate she cares about the impression she's making. How someone chooses to spend their time and energy tells you more than what they say. If she's genuinely interested in you, she'll make you a priority in ways that go beyond basic politeness. People make time for what matters to them, and if you matter, you'll see it in her actions. Notice who initiates contact. Does she text you first regularly, or are you always the one reaching out? Does she find reasons to message you even when there's no specific purpose? When someone is interested, they look for excuses to stay connected. They'll send you something funny they saw, ask your opinion on random things, or just check in to see how you're doing. Pay attention to response patterns. How quickly does she reply to your messages? Is she engaged in the conversation or giving one-word answers? Does she ask follow-up questions that keep things going, or does she let conversations die? Interested people put effort into maintaining dialogue. They don't leave you on read for days or respond like they're doing you a favor. Look at how she prioritizes spending time with you. When you suggest hanging out, is she enthusiastic and available, or is she always busy? Does she offer alternative times if she can't make it, or does she just say no without suggesting another option? Someone who wants to see you will make it happen even when their schedule is packed. Notice if she remembers things you've told her. Does she bring up details from previous conversations? Does she remember your preferences, your stories, your plans? Remembering small details shows she's actually listening and that what you say matters to her. People don't retain information about people they're not invested in. Watch how she acts when you mention other women or dating. Does she seem uncomfortable, or does she actively encourage you to pursue others? Jealousy or discomfort when you talk about other romantic interests can signal that she sees you as more than just a friend. Touch is one of the clearest ways people communicate attraction, but you need to understand the difference between casual, friendly contact and touch that signals something more. The key is in how it happens, where it happens, and how long it lasts. Friendly touch is quick and impersonal, a high five, a fist bump, a pat on the back. It's brief contact that doesn't linger. Flirtatious touch is different. It's more personal, it lasts a bit longer, and it happens in places that require closer proximity. When she touches your arm while laughing at something you said, that's different from a quick shoulder tap. Pay attention to where she touches you. Arms and hands are safe zones that could be friendly or flirtatious depending on context. But if she's touching your chest to emphasize a point, playing with the collar of your shirt, or touching your face or hair, those are more intimate areas that signal attraction. People don't casually touch those zones unless they're comfortable with someone on a different level. Notice if her touch lingers. Does her hand rest on your arm for a few seconds when she's talking? Does she let her legs stay pressed against yours when you're sitting next to each other? Lingering contact is intentional even if it seems casual. She's testing the waters and seeing how you respond to physical closeness. Look for excuses to create contact. Does she playfully shove you or find reasons to grab your hand? Does she brush lint off your shirt or fix your hair? These are manufactured reasons to touch you because she wants that physical connection but needs a justification for it. Pay attention to how she responds when you initiate touch. If you touch her arm or her back, does she lean into it or pull away? Does she find ways to reciprocate or create more contact? Her reaction tells you whether she's comfortable with and interested in physical intimacy with you or if she's creating boundaries. Eye contact is one of the most powerful indicators of attraction because it's hard to fake and difficult to control. When someone is genuinely interested in you, the way they look at you changes. There's an intensity and focus that goes beyond normal social interaction. Notice how long she holds eye contact with you. In normal conversation, people glance away frequently. It's natural and comfortable. But when there's attraction, eye contact lasts longer. She'll hold your gaze for a few extra seconds and it won't feel awkward. There's a certain tension in prolonged eye contact that signals something beyond friendship. Watch for the triangle pattern. When someone is attracted to you, their eyes don't just stay on your eyes. They'll glance down to your mouth and then back up. This quick triangle movement between your eyes and lips is an unconscious signal of romantic or physical interest. It's one of the most reliable tells because people rarely do this intentionally. Pay attention to whether you catch her looking at you when she thinks you're not aware. If you look up and make eye contact across a room, or if friends mention that she was watching you, that's significant. People don't stare at people they're not interested in. When someone repeatedly looks your way, they're drawn to you. Notice what happens after eye contact breaks. Does she look down and smile? Does she look away, but then quickly look back? These reactions show she's affected by the connection. Looking down often signals shyness or being flustered, which happens when attraction makes someone self-conscious. The quality of attention matters too. When she's talking to you, is she fully present or is she distracted? Does she maintain focus on you even in busy environments? When someone is attracted to you, they naturally tune out distractions because their attention is drawn to you. You become the most interesting thing in the room regardless of what else is happening. The way someone's voice changes around you can reveal a lot about their level of interest. These shifts are often unconscious, which makes them reliable indicators. When attraction is present, vocal patterns naturally adjust in specific ways that signal increased engagement and nervousness. Listen to whether her voice gets softer or more intimate when she talks to you one-on-one. A quieter, gentler tone creates a sense of closeness and privacy, even in public settings. It's like she's drawing you into a more personal space through how she speaks. This is different from her normal conversational volume with friends or colleagues. Notice if her pitch changes. Women's voices sometimes get slightly higher when they're talking to someone they're attracted to. It's not a dramatic shift, but there's a subtle change in tone that makes their voice sound more animated or playful. This happens unconsciously as part of appearing more approachable and engaging. Pay attention to her laugh around you. Does she laugh more freely and genuinely at things you say? Is her laughter more frequent or more animated than it is with others? When someone finds you attractive, they're naturally more receptive to your humor and more likely to express enjoyment openly. Laughter is a way of showing appreciation and creating positive association. Listen to the depth of conversations she initiates with you. Does she ask meaningful questions about your life, your thoughts, your feelings? Does she share personal things about herself that go beyond surface level? When someone is interested, they want to know you on a deeper level, and that shows up in the kinds of conversations they pursue. Notice if she seems more talkative or energetic around you. Some people become more animated and expressive when they're with someone they're attracted to. They talk faster, share more stories, and generally bring more energy to the interaction because they're excited to engage with you. Social media behavior can offer clues about interest, but this is the trickiest indicator to read because people use platforms differently. Some people engage heavily with everyone, while others barely interact online, even with people they care about. Context and patterns matter more than individual actions. Notice if she consistently engages with your content. Does she like or comment on your posts regularly? Does she react to your stories? Consistent engagement shows she's paying attention to what you share and wants you to know she's there. But don't read too much into someone who just scrolls and likes everything. That might just be how they use social media. Pay attention to what she sends you directly. Does she share memes, articles, or songs that remind her of you? Does she tag you in things or send you content she thinks you'd enjoy? When someone takes the time to curate things specifically for you, it shows they're thinking about you when you're not around. That's significant. Look at how quickly she views and responds to your stories. If she's one of the first people to view what you post, especially consistently, it might mean she's checking your profile regularly. If she responds to your stories with messages instead of just reacting, she's using them as an excuse to start conversations with you. Notice if she posts things that seem aimed at getting your attention. Maybe she shares content related to interests you've discussed, or posts at times when she knows you're online. Some people use social media strategically to stay on someone's radar without being too direct about it. Watch whether she's active when you are. Does she tend to be online at the same times as you? Does she respond quickly when you message her but takes longer with others? These patterns can indicate she's more available and attentive to you specifically, though you have to be careful not to overthink normal coincidences. Here's the most important thing you need to understand about reading signs of attraction. Context is everything. A single behavior means almost nothing on its own. You need to look at the complete picture, consider her personality, and compare how she treats you versus how she treats everyone else. Some women are naturally touchy with everyone. They hug people when they meet, they touch arms during conversation, they're physically expressive as a baseline. If that's just how she is with everybody, then her touching you doesn't signal romantic interest. You need to know her normal behavior to understand what's actually a signal versus what's just her personality. The same goes for eye contact, engagement, and all the other signs. Some people are naturally intense with eye contact. Some are shy and avoid it, even with people they like. Some text everyone back immediately, while others take days to respond to their best friends. You can't apply a universal checklist without considering individual differences. Compare how she acts with you versus how she acts with other people in similar situations. Does she light up differently when you walk in compared to when others do? Does she find excuses to touch you but keeps her distance with everyone else? Those comparative differences are what actually matter. If she treats you exactly the same as she treats the random guy at the coffee shop, that tells you something. Consider the situation and environment too. Someone might be more flirtatious and open at a party with alcohol involved than they would be at work or in a professional setting. Context shapes behavior, so don't read too much into how someone acts in one specific situation without seeing how they are across different environments. Think about what she has to gain or lose. Is she in a relationship? Does she work with you? Are there social or professional consequences to showing interest? Sometimes people are interested but can't or won't act on it because the circumstances make it complicated or inappropriate. Look, reading signs of attraction isn't an exact science. People are complicated, and everyone expresses interest differently. What you're looking for are patterns of behavior that suggest genuine interest, not isolated incidents that you're overanalyzing because you want them to mean something. Body language, eye contact, touch, how she engages with you, the effort she puts into staying connected. These all give you information, but only when you look at the complete picture and consider her personality and how she treats others. One sign means nothing. Multiple consistent signs over time, that's worth paying attention to. But here's what matters most. Even if you're seeing all these signs, the only way to really know is through honest communication. These indicators can give you the confidence to take that step, but they're not a substitute for actually expressing interest and having a real conversation about where you both stand. Don't use this information to convince yourself someone is interested when they're clearly not. Don't ignore obvious disinterest because you saw one sign you liked. Be honest about what you're seeing, and more importantly, respect what you're not seeing. If the signs aren't there, accept it and move on. Use these observations to gauge mutual interest so you can pursue connection respectfully with people who are actually interested back. That's the whole point. Not to manipulate or pressure anyone, but to recognize when attraction might be mutual so you can act on it confidently. And if it's not mutual, have the self-respect and maturity to walk away. That's how adults handle attraction. Pay attention, be honest, communicate clearly, and respect the outcome, whatever it is.